Well, I think that we can play hard for sure. I'm not quite sure we did the right thing all the time. In fact, I know we didn't. But I think we played okay. Certainly on defense, offense struggled quite a bit. But they're a very good football team, so we knew that situation could arise for sure. They were trying to figure it out themselves. I think the first quarter, certainly on their offensive end. And our defenses, we're pretty good on defense, and we know that, and we expect that to happen no matter who we play, to put pressure on the opponent's offense. So, I think it just, all around we love playing that opponent. We enjoy the process, and we'd love to be able to do it again. Unfortunately, they're not open right now the next couple of years here, so we got to go find a new opponent. But it was just a football game, and we did some things well and didn't do some things well, just like any other game. So, but I definitely do think it made us better, and we learned from our mistakes, and I'm looking forward to this week.
Let's just put last week aside. Let's move on to, week 2 against Thiel. Kind of a non-conference game, quote unquote. What do you know about the Tomcats? What have you seen on them on video, and what do you know about their team?
Well, I know they play hard. They have since the day we walked in this door, now almost 11 years ago, that, when they show up, they're ready to play. They're a tough physical football team, and they play really, really hard and really, really well and well prepared and well coached. So we got to be ready to go. They got some guys on offense that can certainly make plays, and their quarterback is definitely, probably one of the better quarterbacks in the conference. And, defensively, it looks like they're a little bit young this year, but again, they're playing hard. They get downhill on you. So, we expect to, get their best effort and hopefully put forth ours as well.
The last 2 years, it seems like whoever's controlled the line of scrimmage has won the game. I know 2 years ago, Thiel ran for over 300 yards, and they won the game here. Last year, we held them to 125, 130 yards, and we won the game over there. What do you see out of that? What do you see about their running game that makes them so successful, and how do you plan to slow that down?
Yeah, well, they're very committed to the running game. There's no question. They are one of the few teams left probably in the area that line up in two-back most of the time and try to run the ball right at you. There's not too many football teams like that anymore. So we know they're going to try and do it. We got to fit in the right gaps and have the right calls in there, and our guys got to make sure they tackle. Tackling is going to be a big deal this week because of, they constantly are downhill at you. So, and again, in any football game, if you control the line of scrimmage, you're going to be at an advantage. So, and we proved that, the last 2 years. 2 years ago, they completely controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides. And last year, we probably controlled a little bit more than they did. So,
defensively, it seemed like you guys that's one of your strengths last year, was being able to control that line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. A lot of those same guys are back. When you talk about Eric Campbell, speak about him specifically. How is he going to kind of maybe help dictate the pace of this game?
Yeah, he's just a very hard guy to block. He's very, very strong, gives great effort all the time, plays at a high level. So, and he's just very difficult to block. If we can find a situation where we can get him one-on-one with some people and not have him able to double-team him a lot, he will have success no matter what team he's playing, no matter what scheme they're running at us. So, Eric's a very good player, and we expect, a really, really big year from him.
Donovan Hayden registered 11 tackles again against Mount Union. That's like 7 games in a row dating back to last season where he's had at least 10 tackles. Playing off that outside edge, how does he help control even the run game from that outside linebacker position, and what do you see out of him? What did you see out of him last week?
The normal thing that you see out of Donovan, which is just productivity. He's always around the ball. He plays with great, great energy, probably the best energy guy we may have on our team total. And he's dynamic because of his speed and because of his toughness. We got to make sure we're putting Donovan in situations to come off the edge and disrupt run game and disrupt the passer and do those things. And, he did that a little bit last week, obviously against a very good opponent, but, and last year did it quite a bit. So we expect the same things. We got to make sure we're putting him in position to do that.
Maybe one of the biggest keys for the defense this coming week will be slowing down Ryan Radke, Thiel's quarterback. It seems like he's one of the few dual threat guys that's still left in the conference. What do you know about him, and what does he bring to the table as far as that?
I know he can throw it. I know he can run it. That's for sure. And we got to contain him and make sure the defensive ends are contained guys and keeping him in that pocket. And the minute he gets outside of that pocket is probably when he is truly at his best, when he's able to use his feet and his arm, because his arm is very strong. So we just got to make sure that we try to keep him in the pocket and keep him contained. And then when they do try to just run straight quarterback run game at us, that we're, have somebody there and stay in our gaps and not let him get out at all.
Offensively, what do you think some of your keys might be for this week against Thiel? I know it's a little bit different than the defense you saw last week against Mount Union, but it seemed like you guys were still able to kind of get a few good positive things out of the run game, especially on the offensive side. What do you guys need to do on offense?
Yeah, I mean, there were certainly signs of us being able to be productive on offense, and then, a penalty here very early in the game, a couple drop balls on third down, really, really made it even tougher. We made it tougher on ourselves, and rather Mount Union automatically making it tough on us, which certainly they did because they're a very talented football team. So, we just got to not make those mistakes, and when it's a person's time to make a play, we need to make it. When it's catching the ball and it's your turn, you got to catch it. When it's, not snapping the ball too soon, don't snap it. So, those mental mistakes and some of that focus level need to be better for us, no question.
Maybe one of the bigger surprises last week was how Aaron Fry played in the special teams role coming in and punting. I think he had averaged almost 44 yards per punt, 60 yards. He had a 60-yard punt twice.
Yeah.
Did you know he could do that ahead of time, or is that something that?
Well, we always knew he was a good punter. Obviously, he's been behind, Steve Amick the last few years here, who obviously was an all-conference punter for us, and potential NFL prospects. So, but no, to be quite honest with you, not at all, not that average. So hopefully he can keep it up. He did have a great camp kicking the ball. I will say that. I mean, just booming. So, hopefully he can just keep it up, and hopefully doesn't have to punt as many times as he did either on Saturday. So.
Coming into the game against the Tomcats, you guys have won 4 of the last 5, but you have split the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. What do you think one of the bigger keys is going to be against Thiel this week?
I think, again, it's still early in the season, so I think ball security, number one, and staying disciplined on defense, and, not really, for lack of a better term, shooting ourselves in the foot. Certainly since it's still a little bit early in the season, got some people in there maybe in some spots that they haven't been in. So, I think it's, ball security, of course, disrupt the football when we have a chance, and, take care of what we need to take care of from a mental standpoint.
First game at home of the season this year. You got a night game coming up. What excites you the most about playing at night?
Well, me, nothing. But the kids, a lot. Everybody likes playing underneath the lights. It's just a different atmosphere, so it should be a really great time for them and, our fans out here on Saturday night, so we're looking forward to it.